Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to the online session of English classes after a long vacation. I know you all have enjoyed your vacation and hope that you have completed your vacation assignment that was allotted to you on 30th April, isn't it? Dear children, again I am reminding you that you have to pay more attention for these online classes. Today, I am going to give you the details of how we will conduct the classes. We are using the same method of online teaching through the school's website as we have done in the month of April. The new thing is your notes. You will get your notes in the form of PDF to the school's website by using your admission number, like how you people have seen the PDF of your assignment in the month of April. I hope you remember. Let's proceed with the new topic. So, your new topic is Poem 1.4 Integrity Put to Test. Here, integrity means honesty or moral goodness. In this poem, we will learn about a child's honesty, that how, due to his friends, he got indulged in doing bad things. Let's start with reading. A youngster at school, more grave than the rest, had his integrity put to the test. His comrades had plotted an orchard to rob and asked him to come and assist in the job. Here, a youngster at school means a young child at school. A young child at school, his behavior was totally calm and serious in manner. Grave means calm and serious in manner. So, a young child at school, his behavior was totally calm and serious in manner than the rest of the children. Once, this child's integrity means honesty. Once this child's honesty was put for the test. For which test? Let's see. His comrades. Comrades means companions, friends. So, this child's companions, they plotted an orchard to rob. Plotted means to make secret plan. So, his companions, they made secret plan to rob an orchard. Orchard means? What do you mean by orchard? A piece of land where fruit trees are grown. What do you mean by orchard? A piece of land where fruit trees are grown. So, this child's comrades, they made a secret plan to rob an orchard. And these companions, they want, what they want? They asked this child to come and assist in the job. They said to this child that you also can come with us and you can assist us in the job. Assist means to help someone by doing a share of work. So, the comrades, they asked him to come and assist in the job. Which job? Yes, which job? For robbing the orchard. He was very much shocked and answered, "Oh no, what? Rob our poor neighbor? His orchards, his bread? Then think of his children, for they must be fed." After hearing his companion's words, the child was very shocked and he answered. He said that, "Oh no, I will not come with you all. And that too for robbing our neighbor's orchard. No, not at all. It's not good because his orchard is his bread." How it could be his bread? Because with the orchard's fruit, the fruit which has been grown in the orchard, with that fruit only this neighbor was getting money, and with that money he used to buy the bread or any other groceries. So this child is saying that, oh no, what, you have to rob our neighbor's orchard? No, no, I won't come with you. Then think of his children. He is also telling that you have to think of his children, for they must be fed. Because if we will go and rob this person's orchard, then from where he will get the fruits to sell? And if he will not have any fruit for selling, then from where he will get the money? And if he will not have money, then how he can feed his children? So he said that, no, no, I don't want to come with you all. You speak very fine and you look very grave, but apples we want and apples we'll have. But his companions, they have been stuck to the same wordings. They said that, dear friend, you speak very fine and you look very grave. Grave's meaning I already told you, calm and serious in manner. So he's telling that, you look very fine, dear friend, and you are very grave. But we want apples and apples we have. So they are saying that, but anyhow we want those apples and anyhow we will get the apples from that orchard. Next, if you go with us, we will give you a share. If not, you shall have neither apple nor pear. So the companions, yet they have stuck at the same words, and they are saying that if you come with us, if you will go with us to that orchard for robbing, then you will get a share. From how many apple will be taking from there, from that apples you will get a share of yours. But if you will not come with us, then neither you will get any apple nor any pear. So anyhow they are forcing him to come with them, so that he will also be a part of robbery. Next, they spoke and Tom pondered. I see, they'll go. Poor man, what a pity to injure him so. So they spoke and Tom pondered. Pondered means thought carefully, trying to reach a decision. Pondered means thought carefully, trying to reach a decision. So the comrades, they just spoke and they went, and after they spoke and they have gone from there, now Tom started thinking. He started thinking carefully that how to reach a decision. He was trying to reach a decision. What decision? Whether he want to go with them for robbing the orchard or else he'll go back home. I see they'll go. Then he's saying that I see they'll go. Poor man, what a pity to injure him so. And in his mind he is continuously thinking about the neighbor and saying that, poor man, what a pity. Pity means daya, feel sorrow. Okay, so he is feeling pity on that poor man to injure him so. How they are injuring him? By robbing the apples from his orchard. Poor man, I would save him his fruits if I could, but staying behind will do him no good. Again Tom is saying, poor man, I would save him his fruits. He is saying that, poor man, if it would be possible for me, I would have saved the fruits for you, but staying behind will do him no good. But in the other way he is saying that, if I will stay behind, then also it will not benefit you at all. How it will not benefit you at all? As if I will not go for robbing the fruits from your orchard, it will not make any difference, because my friends, my companions, my comrades, they are going there to rob. And if one person is not going with them, it doesn't make any difference, because the other people, they'll go and they will rob the orchard. So that's why he's saying, poor man, I would save him his fruits if I could, but staying behind will do him no good. If it was possible for me, I would have really saved your fruits, dear man. But if I'll stay behind, it will not give you any benefit. If this matter depended alone upon me, his apples might hang till they dropped from the tree. Next he is saying that if the matter, which matter? Robbing the orchard. If the matter was totally depended upon me, if this matter of robbing the apple was totally depended upon me means whom? Tom. If the matter was totally dependent upon Tom, then his apples, whose apples? Poor neighbor's apple might hang till they dropped from the tree. He is saying that if the matter was totally dependent upon me alone, then the apples which today my friends are going to rob from your orchard, I would have not make them to do so, and your apples might hang till they dropped from the tree, and your apples will be there, your apples might be there till it comes by itself, after ripening it comes itself down. But since they'll take them, I think I'll go too. He will lose none by me, though I get a few. Then he is saying, but since they'll take them, if I'll go or I won't go, it doesn't matter. Then also they will take those fruits from the orchard, and I think so that I will go too. And I am thinking that if my going will not make any difference, then I also have to go with my friends. He will lose none by me, though I get a few. Like other friends are robbing the orchard, they are taking the fruits. The poor neighbor, he will not lose any by me. He will lose none by me. That means if I'll take few of the apples, then also it will not make any difference for the poor neighbor. He will lose none by me, though I get a few. From my side, he will not lose anything, but I will get few apples if I will help my friends in robbing the orchard. His couples thus silenced, Tom felt more at ease and went with his comrades the apples to seize. First of all, I'll tell you the meaning of couples. Silenced, ease, seize. Okay? So here, scruples means moral principles. Moral principles or moral values. The feeling that prevents one from doing wrong. Scruples means moral principles, the feeling that prevents one from doing wrong. Silenced means made silent or quiet. Made silent or quiet. Ease. Ease means comfortable, relaxed, okay, free from worry, free from any worries. And seize means take by force or capture. Take by force or capture. So here he is saying, his scruples thus silenced, Tom felt more at ease and went with his comrades the apple to seize. His moral principles. Whose moral principles? Tom's moral principles. Now, as Tom thought in his mind that if I will go and if I will rob his orchard, nothing will make any difference to that poor neighbor because others are also doing. So if I will also get few, it will not make any difference. When this thinking came in his mind, then and there only all his moral values vanished. All his moral values, his moral principles, the feeling that was preventing him from doing wrong. What wrong? For not robbing the orchard. All that got vanished and he became silent. He became quiet. Tom felt more at ease, and after this thinking, Tom felt relaxed. He was free from any worries. He was not having any guilt in his mind that, oh, I shouldn't have to go and rob the orchard. What the poor man will do if I will be robbing the orchard? From where he will get his bread? All this thinking got vanished, and he was very relaxed. With this relaxed mind, he went with his comrades. He went with his comrades to seize the apples. Seize, just now I told you, take by force or capture. Means anyhow he used his mental capacity that I don't have to go, but at the end he cannot control himself, and with his friends he went to rob the orchard with his friends, and he also took few of the apples with him. You can see in the picture also. See, like this, how his other comrade is taking the apple from the tree, and how he is also holding some of the apples. He blamed and protested, but joined in the plan. He shared in the plunder, but pitied the man. He blamed. Blamed means to declare that someone is responsible for a fault. Protested. Protested means express an objection to what someone has said or done. Shared. Shared means distributed between members of a group. Plunder. Plunder means loot. Loot means to rob. Pitied. Feel sorrow for the misfortunes. I already told you this meaning. Pity, misfortunes, feel sorrow for that. Daya in Hindi. So at the end he is saying that he blamed and protested. He declared that someone is responsible for a fault. And who was responsible for the fault? He himself with his friends. He blamed and protested, but joined in the plan. Firstly, he blamed his friends for not doing this, as it is not good. And then he protested an objection to what someone has said. Firstly, he has blamed himself as well as his friends that we shouldn't have to do this thing, as it is not good, we shouldn't have to rob the neighbor's orchard. And then he started protesting himself that if I will also take a few apples, it will not make any difference for the neighbor. So in both the way he is talking, blaming and protesting. Anyhow, blaming and protesting, he joined the plan. He joined in the plan of his comrades. He shared in the plunder, and he shared in the plunder. Plunder meaning I told you loot. Okay. So he shared. Anyhow, he went to his group members and he said that okay, I will also come with you all. And in that loot, he was also a sharing partner, but pitied the man. But he was feeling pity for the man. Though he was blaming others, though he was protesting himself, anyhow he joined the plan. But then also he went with his friends for this plunder, for this loot of the apples. He shared the apples, and he was thinking that how pity the man is that we are taking the apples from his orchard and he won't be able to feed his child. So this is how a small young child's mind get distracted. A calm and serious person's mind get distracted just because of his companions. Firstly, he was thinking in a very correct way. Then slowly his companions, they made his mind to be changed, and they started putting all the bad things in his mind, and they started forcing him. And at the end, this person, he changed his mind. Tom changed his mind, and he also have done the same bad thing like the other companions have done. So, dear children, the main moral of this poem is we should have to listen everybody, whoever they are. But we should have to think twice before putting their decision in our life. Because whatever thing will be good or bad, we have to think about it. No one else will be thinking for us. Therefore, dear children, think twice before taking any decision. Think twice before taking any decision. Don't become like Tom. In the beginning, having a very good temper, having a very good kind of feeling, thinking, mentality, and slowly, due to friends' decision, changing the mind into a blunder mind. Hope you all have understood this. Thank you, children.